Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tony Denmark and this video is the reality of healing. I don't know what you guys think, but when I started my healing journey 6 months ago, I kind of had this vision that I would do the things that needs to be done for me to heal, and it'll kind of go at an upward slope. I would say I was at rock bottom emotionally and mentally, and I assumed that if I start doing these things, I'm just gonna climb the ladder and then I'll get better after a few months or whatever. That is not the case, and I'm here to talk about it. And when I say healing, you could be healing from heartbreak, childhood trauma, physical, emotional, mental abuse. It could be anything that you are wanting to put in the work to heal whatever trauma it caused inside of you. Trauma can cause you to have certain tendencies that isn't healthy for like interactions with people, whether it's a relationship, friendships, siblings, parents, whatever. And it's very important for us to put in the work to heal that so we don't hurt others, because the saying, hurt people is completely true. A little background about me. I would say I've had some childhood trauma. We moved a lot and I didn't have a great relationship with my dad. Early, me and my mom didn't get along. The places we moved were it's very different on us, and I would say that caused a little bit of trauma because of us maybe not feeling like we fit in, or we were behind in like the curriculum. Like we'd be at a certain spot at our old school, and then at the new school they're at a different spot, and we just felt stupid. I say we as me and my siblings because we talked about it, and we for the most part feel the same. A lot of that caused a lot of tendencies in me. For example, I would say my anxious tendencies. Social anxiety was one, just because of all the moving, just having issues with trusting people, having issues with communication, or when people fail to meet my expectations, I get very disappointed. And then when I'm upset, I'd shut down because I'm not able to communicate my emotions. And as a child, when I talked about me and my dad having issues, it was hard to communicate my emotions to him or even to my mom at the time. Needless to say, I've had a lot of healing to do from those things. And then on top of that, I did go through a pretty bad heartbreak on me, and this was 6 months ago, and this is the catalyst for me to go on this healing journey, for me to dig deep in my inner self and figure out why I behave certain ways, or why do I act like this, why do I respond like this. And yeah. Okay, so the things that I've did to start my healing journey: I went to counseling for about 3 months. I met with my counselor and I talked to her about things I was feeling and stuff like that, and the heartbreak and all that. And eventually I got to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm okay. I can handle when I spiral now. But early on, I couldn't do it. I fell into a very deep depression, and my anxiety was at an all-time high, and it wasn't good for me. It was very sad. And at one point, it got to me feeling like I didn't really have a purpose. Honestly, I call it a quarter-life crisis because I really did go through a crisis. I lost all motivation for my career that I was working on. I was retaking a class at my community college. I dropped out of that because I just couldn't do it, too depressed. I was studying for the MCAT, couldn't do that. I wasted money on the prep, but that's okay. I found myself kind of isolating a little bit because I didn't want to be depressed around my friends. So like I said, it was rock bottom. But here I am now, and I'm okay. So if you're at this point right now, I promise you're gonna make it. You're gonna get through it. It's just gonna take some time, and you gotta trust that. I went to counseling. I read self-help books. I've journaled every day since like July 17th. And it's kind of neat to look back and read my entries and see how I felt back then, and kind of like how I was thinking, and then I compare that to now, how I feel and how I'm thinking. And it's pretty cool to see that growth. So that is something that I very much recommend. When I was at work, I did a lot of reflection. When I'm working, I'm just thinking. And during the early months of my healing process, thinking about everything just made me more depressed, and it made me unmotivated for work too. But something to help me get through those shifts, which I probably shouldn't have, but I had an AirPod in, and I worked in a nursing home, so it was fine. I took it out when I had to care for a resident, but I had listened to a lot of self-help podcasts, and I started to focus on my physical health, like going on walks at first. And I was in the gym, but it was very hard to stay consistent because, like I said, when I went through that depressive episode, it was very hard to get myself out of bed. It was very hard to get in the gym and to lift. I'd say about 3 times I walked into the gym thinking if I could just get in the gym, I will work out. I walked in, walked right back out. Or the other time I walked in, got to the squat rack, did a few warm-ups, and then walked out. I just couldn't do it emotionally, mentally. I was drained, and that affects your physical more than you know. So in the early stages, I started light with like walking and jogging outside. That helped a lot. And now, 6 months later, I can't stay out of the gym. I will be in the gym at 12 a.m. if I have to. It's a perfect thing for me, honestly. I love it. And right now I'm running track and field, so I can't wait till I can do my own thing in the gym, and that's just not gonna be now. But in about 2 months, I can do my own thing and do what I want to work out. So that's exciting. And then I started making it a priority to have self-care nights. And with those self-care nights, I'd either do like my nails, I do my eyebrows, shave my legs. I have like sugar scrubs. I scrub my legs, make them all smooth. I do my skin routine every night, so that's like my little self-care for every night. But other than that, you know, I'd cook and watch some TV, just something that makes me happy and relaxed. So we're gonna talk about what the healing process do, at least what it did to me. And it triggered my depression and anxiety, just like I was talking about earlier. So that is something that I wasn't expecting. I was not expecting it to do that. I was expecting it to do the opposite, like for me to get better, you know, climb up that ladder and just go straight up. But no, me digging deep into what makes me act certain ways just depressed me. And then just also with the heartbreak, replaying the words that were said, and just how it happened, I just couldn't do it. Like, I was doing good for about a month, and then I fell back to like lower than what I was, to rock bottom. From there, I've been slowly building my way back up and falling down slightly, but then I'd go back a little bit up, and then I'd fall back down, and then I'd go back up a little bit more. Then maybe I'd fall back to that same spot where I was. So I'd sit there and think that no progress has been done, but the next time around I'm walking my way back up, and then I don't fall as low. So that just shows me that I am getting stronger mentally and emotionally, and I'm able to handle when I spiral. So when I do spiral and get sad or depressed or anxious, I'm able to get myself out of it and get back to where I was in the healing process. And let me go ahead and emphasize this, that we're not perfect, we're human. And I know We can be hard on ourselves, but we have to be kind to ourselves. Love yourself as if it was a sibling or your parent or your best friend or whatever. Treat yourself with the same respect, and that will bring you a long way. It's okay if you it's okay if you fail to do something within your healing process. And I am going to rewind because I forgot the biggest thing that has helped me through this whole healing journey was to get closer to God. I have my cross necklace on. It just reminded me. I would not be here, at least in the spot where I am, if it wasn't for God. Well, if it wasn't for me building my relationship with Him and putting in the work to get closer to Him. I've been going to church every Sunday, read my Bible. I know sometimes I slack, but for the most part, I've been decently consistent with it. Pray every night. I thank Him for everything He's given me. I thank Him for the progress that I had in this healing journey, and I pray that He continues to guide me in my life to do what I need to do to be happy. And like, just knowing that He has a perfect plan for me and that I am going to be happy, and that all of this heartbreak and depression and anxiety, all of this is going to be worth it in the end, is what kept me going. Like I said earlier, there's times I just like I'm tired of this, but I learned to trust in Him completely and fully, that He has a perfect plan for me, and I know I'm going to be happy in the end. And He's working on me just as much as I'm working on myself. So I have faith in that I am going to be who I want to be, especially for like a future relationship, a future husband. All I can really say is to keep going. Keep going, even though it's hard, even if you think nobody believes in you, even if you don't feel like it. You gotta keep going. You gotta keep up with these things that are gonna help you get better. You gotta keep reading your Bible. You gotta keep praying. You gotta keep taking care of yourself. Keep loving yourself. Keep being kind to yourself. Taking care of it physically, mentally, spiritually. You gotta keep on journaling, because you're gonna be thankful that you did, and just do it until you get a little bit stronger. So that it gets easier to do all this stuff. I'm telling you, in the beginning it was hard to do these things. I wanted to do them, but it was just very hard. And now it's pretty easy to do it. And I would say that I'm pretty happy for the most part. I do have my spirals, like I said, and I come out of it. Like tonight was one of those nights where I did spiral, just thinking of things that popped up today and stuff like that. And you know, it gets hard, and like it gets hard in your mental, but I was able to get out of it. I did a little bit of, sorry about that, my camera died. But yeah, I did a little bit of retail therapy. I just went shopping. I didn't spend too much. I shopped in the clearance, found some good stuff, and came home. Some of the things about were like organizer stuff, and so I organized some food in my pantry and stuff like that. Took a shower, did my face routine, got in my pajamas, and made this video. And I'm pretty okay now. Everything's gonna be okay, just like I just said. So hopefully you guys stayed this long. Hopefully you enjoyed it or learned something from it. Hopefully I gave you a little bit of motivation or hope that it's gonna be okay. I know so. If I could talk to myself from 6 months ago, I wish I could just tell her that you're gonna be okay. It's gonna be hard, but you just gotta trust the process. And yeah. So if you like this video, I hope you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe, because there will be more videos like this. I will get more in detail with certain things. like more detail maybe about anxiety or depression, how they go hand in hand, or more in detail of what I do exactly for the healing. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. So I will see you guys in my next video. Take care of yourselves. Bye.